Welcome to the war where the battle has already been won. This is war.
Hey guys, welcome back to This is War, smiley face. Hey guys, how was your week? I'll tell you about mine. Mine was really long, really stressful, really relying on the Lord for all my energy. I started coming down with something Tuesday, and I still am feeling it this Friday. So, when I'm filming this. I had a patient cough in my face, and then I started feeling like this. So, I don't know what he gave me, but thank you, sir. He was just trying to spread the love, and I really appreciate it. To be fair, it was a pediatric patient, so whatever. But, you know, it's gonna happen. It was bound to happen soon, and it happened sooner than later. So, that's where I'm at. So, if you're like Elizabeth, you do kind of look a little bit more flushed, if we're gonna be generous about it, than usual. Yes, I am on meds that are making my temperature increase. I think they're antibiotics. Honestly, don't know. But yeah, hopefully that's not an allergic reaction. It shouldn't be. This is usually how my body reacts to meds. Maybe it's a mild allergic reaction, but it's okay. I really don't care. As long as it gets this virus out of me. So yeah, if you guys could pray for me and my health, that would be so appreciated. And my energy, because girl, school is kicking my butt. School is kicking my behind. Um, and guess what? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Because guess what? My energy and my joy do not rely on school. They do not rely on how I'm feeling health wise. They rely on the Lord. So, yeah. Also, if I do sound a little bit raspy and you're like, Elizabeth, you're kind of like the Lord has blessed you with an attractive voice this podcast. Thank you. But it's also, I'm so sick and I've been coughing for like 4 days. So, that's what that is. um, so if you hear me sniffling, I'm so sorry. And I'm also going to be rubbing my nose a lot. That's already a habit I have, but I'm going to be sniffling and coughing. So, what are you going to do? Except listen or click off. It's up to you at this point. So, yeah. So if you have never been here before, hi, my name is Elizabeth. I'm the host of This is War Smiley Face, the podcast that teaches you all about the joys you can have through Jesus Christ while going through spiritual warfare. Really, really fun stuff. I'm really, really excited that you're here. If you've never been here before, hello. The first time guest at my house. Hello. I'm so glad that you're here. If you have been here before, sup, you know the drill. Hi. Baddie in Christ. Y'all, I am hotter than Satan's butt after he eats Taco Bell. Like, this is, woo! I'm feeling the heat. But yeah, hey, so this is a new episode, actually. So there is going to be a new title, a new topic, a new everything. But yeah, so this is actually part 8 of the series Lies I Believed and episode 9 of This is War. So, hey guys, welcome. This is so exciting. So part 8 of Lies I Believe is actually going to be titled I'm Just Being Dramatic. Hey, from the queen of dramatics herself, you could be. Like, let's be so for real here. You can definitely be so dramatic, and you might be. But we're going to get into, are you actually being dramatic, or is something actually worth talking about? Is something actually worth bringing to God? Which everything is worth bringing to God. Even literally like thanking him for like water and earth, wind, fire, air. Being an airbender. Like, thank him for airbenders. Like, literally you can thank him for anything. What I would just like to talk about is like how a lot of the times being overtly emotional or overtly sensitive can be called being dramatic. Hey guys, so I cry a lot. You know, that's how I cry in the business so productive. I really hope they can't copyright me for that because that didn't sound anything like it. But you guys know what I was trying to say, right? Okay. Hopefully you did. Well, that's me. I cry a lot, but I am so productive. And I usually cry with big man upstairs. I go, hey, we're gonna have a powwow. I'm gonna cry. You're gonna tell me like, hey, you're my kiddo. It's gonna be okay. Like, joy comes in the morning. Like, come on, like, get it together. And I'm like, oh yay, oh yay, dad. Anyways, but yeah, I think I'm still pretty dramatic. I love being dramatic. It's really fun. To literally just being in a dead silent room and go, it's my favorite thing to do. It scares people and people are just shocked. So like for example, I'm really dramatic. Like, if I stub my toe, best believe I'm going down and I'm going to be like, ow, 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 for like 5 minutes. And I'll be like, okay, I'm good. Like, if you want to meet dramatic, you're meeting the queen right now. The queen of dramatics. It's giving theater kid, but no theater. It's just life. I really, really struggled with this for a long time, being like, oh my gosh, I'm so dramatic. But I'm self-identifying with that, like, for sure. Like, not self-identifying, but I'm able to identify in myself, like, that is a characteristic of myself. Like, I am dramatic, but I am also a child of God. Like, it's something that he allows me to do and has not. Maybe one day he will convict me on it. Maybe that will be part of my sanctification, is like, hey girl, bring it down a notch. But as of right now, he has not. So that's just one of the characteristics he has blessed me with to expand the kingdom through him. It's really, really cool. And what else can I say? It's really awesome, and I love my papa for it. But with that being said, because I understand that about myself, it's very hard for me to understand sometimes. Am I just being dramatic? Or is this actually something that is worth speaking up about? Is this actually something worth getting my feelings hurt over? Is this something worth actually feeling convicted over? Is this something blah, 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 you know? And something I would like to say is, if it hurts enough for you to still be thinking about it, it hurts enough for you to bring it to God. If you're still thinking about it, you should probably bring it to God. A lot of those situations are like me being in, not altercations, but like, and not disputes, what do I say? Like, disagreements with fellow believers or with friends or with family. And I'm always like, am I being super dramatic? And usually I'll like wait a few hours. If I'm still upset about it, if I've scrolled on my phone, if I've prayed about it and I'm still feeling some way, then I'm like, oh, this might be an issue. So I'm just gonna give like a really quick example. So, funny story. This was actually this year. So a couple months back, it was when I was going through this really, really tough season in my life. I went to somebody I trusted and I was like, hey, opened up to them about it, was looking for like encouragement from the word, like encouragement from a fellow believer, like through like a Christ-like lens. Like, I just wanted like encouragement. And I pretty much laid all the things out, and pretty much they did not give me the advice I was looking for, and it ended up really hurting me long term. So in my heart, I was like, wow, I'm just being dramatic. Like, I need to just like let it go. Da, da, da. But like, what was the problem was I couldn't. Like, I was just becoming more and more resentful towards this person. And they had no clue, because I'm really good at hiding things, guys. I have a little secret. I have a little secret. But like, eventually it was me and the devil pretty much going back and forth, being like, but it hurts, I should talk to them, they don't know. No, you shouldn't. They don't deserve a conversation. They don't deserve to know that you're hurting because of them. They don't deserve forgiveness. And it was like, whoa. And then the devil got whispered in my ear so much about this person that I literally, every time I saw them, I literally was like I had to take a deep breath. Like, I was so angry at them. I was angry. I was fighting mad at them. I wanted to hit them in the face, which is not Christ-like. Like, I wanted to flip their tables with unrighteous anger. Like, I wanted to throw their whole world upside down, because they did that to me. So why wouldn't I do that to them? And I walked along with just feeling super dramatic, and like I was letting this linger, and I was just so ticked off, honestly. And something that God said to me was, do you really think you sitting alone and letting this harvest in your soul and in your spirit and in your time is going to do anything? You're praying for them. You're praying for me to let this person know what happened. You're praying for me to like reveal this to this person. Maybe the vessel I'm gonna use is you. And I said, hold up, man. Me? You want me to tell him how he hurt me? You want me to talk to this person and tell him how immensely I've been hurt by them? No. Well, he kept telling me that, and eventually I just was like, oh, fine. It's Matthew 18:15-20. Like, basically, what is being said is that this is how you should deal with sin. So, someone sins against you. Step one. I'm just kidding. Someone wrongs you, someone sins against you. The first person you need to be going to is not your best friend, is not your surrounding group. It does not need to be your mom, your dad, your dog. It needs to be God, which I really suck at, honestly. If somebody irritates me, I'm like, oh my gosh, guess what happened? And that's something I really need to work on. Being a gossip is a very big struggle for me. I will be completely open and honest about that. I love to gossip. And like, especially in this day and age for women, it's so heavily encouraged. Like, so heavily encouraged. So for me, that's a big struggle. But when dealing with sin inside the church and sin done against you, that is not how you should be operating. That is not how you should be operating. It shouldn't be, let me go to my best friend and tell them how this person sucks. Like, it should not be that. It should be going to God first. And when you go to God, it shouldn't just be like, God, this person did this thing, get them. It should be, hey, God, maybe I'm looking at this unrighteously. Convict me if I'm looking at this unrighteously. I'll give an example. God literally did that to me. A girl flipped me off the other day while I was driving. And at first I was like, oh, she is terrible. How dare she? And then I realized, like, the reason she flipped me off was because I looked at her and I went, are you dumb? Through my windshield, because she pulled out in front of me. And I'm like, well, if someone did that to me, I wouldn't exactly be feeling great. And then he was like, but the difference is you know about Christ. How do you know she doesn't? You know the good news. You know what's right, and you still did that. And I was like, oh, dang it, sorry, God. You're right. But it should be going to God and asking, is this applicable? Like, should I go forward, or should I just let it go? Sometimes he's going to tell you, hey, let it go, kiddo. It's not worth it. Like, it's not. But sometimes he's going to be like, hey, no, go be a vessel for me and allow this person to see their mistake and their fault. So the next step in that is going to that person alone and basically laying it out in a very righteous, graceful manner and saying, hey, you know, this thing happened. It really hurt me. And I'm not saying to do this with everybody. I think in order to give correction and share something like that, you have to have a connection with somebody. You can't just do that to someone you just met. That's not going to work out. How would you feel if a random stranger came up to you and been like, you sin this way, this way, this way, this way, and like read you to filth? Like, you'd be like, what? Who are you? But if you know the person and you trust the person, you know that person trusts you, it's easier. Right? So be like, hey man, like, I've kind of noticed this, like, it really hurt me. And then in that conversation, it might be resolved. That's what happened to me. Me and this person, we had a talk. They were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know that affected you that way. And I was like, it did. But thank you. I already forgave you before I even walked through those doors. So the next real big step is to tell the church. It's basically bring somebody else in. Bring in your small group. Bring in your people that you trust. And do not make this an ambush. I cannot emphasize that enough. It does not need to be you walk off from this person, you're like, okay, and then you go get 10 people and you come back. It should not be that. You need to tell them when they've sinned against you, hey, if this does not get resolved, this will be the next step per Christ. Following in my dad's footsteps. And then you move forward like that. So then you have other people. I would also advise, this is not like in the Bible. This is Elizabeth talking, not Jesus. Or Elizabeth being Christ-like and saying advice. I would get it where those people are unbiased of the situation. Because if you bring in someone who's like so close to you and not close to them, they're just going to take your side. That's just how that works. That's just life. That's just how people operate. I would get someone who's unbiased for both of you guys. And then talk about the situation again, try to resolve it. If it still is not handled, it is then handed off to a church leader. Which, after that, pretty much not your problem anymore. You don't deal with that anymore. And then it's up to the church, you know, like, and that's a big decision for them. But you kind of hand it off, you know? You just go and you're kind of handing it off and being like, okay, God, it's in their hands. It's no longer mine. And as hard as that, like, that's how we should deal with that. And that's where being dramatic comes into play. Because we don't do that. What we do is we go and gossip. And then we ambush people. And then we single people out. And we turn our backs to people. And we're immature. And we don't talk to them because they irritated us and they hurt us. And we don't communicate like adults. Because we're little sheep and we're scared. We're sheepish lambs. Hey, for God did not give you a spirit of fear. So, wrap it up. Go talk to people. Like, communicate. But also, like, like I said in the beginning, go to God. If God is saying, hey, bro, like, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. It shouldn't be an instant, this person wronged me, I need to talk to you. Like, think about it. Like, it's not, it's not that serious. It's really not. If you died right now, would it be that serious? No. You would be in heaven dancing with David. Like, it's not that serious. So chill out. And also, something else I would say, things hurt. Things can hurt. Words can hurt. Actions can hurt. But that should not be what fuels our fire to serve one another humbly. It should not be. What should be fueling that fire is Jesus Christ. That is it. So if you're not being Christ-like to somebody out of something that they did to you, I need you to look in the mirror real quick and say, is that what Jesus would do? Take a look at how he treated Judas. Are you treating the Judas in your life like Simon Peter did? Or are you treating them like Jesus did? You know? Just something to think about, I would say. Just think about it a little bit, please. Also, something really big that I learned from that season and that lesson in my life was if I keep running back to the thing that hurts me, I'm not allowing God to heal me. Whenever I first discovered that, I was like, what? Who said that? But yeah, if you're pretty much like taking all the power like away from God in that, and you're basically saying, God, I know better. I would love to hurt. That's what you're saying. You're saying, God, I would love to hurt right now. I don't need you to help me. I don't need you to heal me. I don't need you to be my Neosporin. I would love for this cut to get infected. I would love it to get so infected that it spreads into my entire spirit and it poisons me. You know, it's like it's one drop to ruin a whole glass. It's like if you put one drop of poison in water, it's still poisoned. It's like if you're letting something as simple as hate infiltrate your spirit, like, why are you allowing that to get inside of you? Why are you letting the world and the devil contradict what is living inside of you, which is the Holy Spirit? Why are you letting him win like that? Also, like, something about drama, too, I think, with guys, I think it's probably worse. But for women, it's like, women are so dramatic. It's like, I'm allowed to cry, Sam. Like, I am. Sam, I am. I am allowed to cry. Yeah, I am. Thank you. But I think that's a really hard thing for guys to accept too, is like being emotionally vulnerable is not weakness. And I'm about to read a verse about that. It's literally John 11:35. It's actually, someone says the shortest verse in the Bible. I don't know if it is, but it's Jesus wept. Jesus wept. Okay. You're telling me the manliest man, the holiest of holies, everything, cried, and you're going to be like, oh, he was probably just being dramatic. Would you say that to Jesus? Hey, put your thinking cap on, bud. I don't think you would. I really don't think you would. Triple dog dare ya. Can't wait to see that lightning strike. But, like, it's not dramatic to have feelings. It's really not. Jesus had feelings. Jesus had a lot of feelings. Like, if we look back, I always think of whenever he was, about to raise up Lazarus, and he saw Mary and Martha, and he saw how sorrowful they were, and he started crying because of them. He was like, he saw their sorrow and he started weeping. Not because he was particularly sad, but because he saw humanity in such distress, and like, it just hurt him because he realized how serious it really was, you know? And of course he knew that before he got there, but I think seeing it was probably like a, whoa, like it's in front of my face. Something else I also think about when I'm thinking about being dramatic is walking away. Walking away is really hard. Especially doing it in a Christ-like manner is very, very hard. I always think of Barnabas and Paul whenever they separate, and I don't think that gets mentioned enough, is that two people can go in two separate paths and God can be like, okay, yes, and like permit it, and it be Christ-like and God-like. And there is a Christ-like manner to go about it. It shouldn't be filled with hatred. It shouldn't be filled with gossip. It should not be filled with, oh, well, this person told me this thing, so now I don't like them. It should not be that. It should also be guided by God. Like I said, the first person you should be going to is God, especially in those situations. And it's like, sometimes you have to walk away from stuff to let God heal you. Like I said, like, you can't keep running back to things that are hurting you. You cannot get healed if you just keep slamming your finger down on a needle. Like, it's just going to get infected. It's just going to keep getting worse. Like, that's just not how it works. So, something I really want to encourage all of us to do this week is, the next time you're like, ugh, I'm dramatic. What are you calling yourself dramatic for, first off? Go to God about it. Ask him if you're being dramatic. Because he'll tell you if you are or not. He'll be like, yeah. Yeah, you are. Or, no, kiddo. Like, that's actually kind of a big deal that I don't like. But yeah, like, there's so many ways that the world calls us dramatic when it's actually we're just sensitive, and that's actually a good thing and a characteristic and gift from God. To be sensitive in a world that is so harsh and full of hate. It is okay to feel sensitive to that. Especially for me, I get really sensitive to people being lost in the world. I will literally cry for people who are unsaved, like, a lot, because I've been there. I know how you feel so happy and then you don't even understand the actual goodness that is God. So, going forward this week, just ask yourself and go to God. Be like, hey God, am I being dramatic right now? Or is this actually something you're helping me feel? You know? And he's gonna answer. So yeah. Thanks for joining me on this week's episode of This Is War. It's been fun, you guys. If you like to like it, if you want to subscribe. If you want to listen to it again, go for it, go. Okay, I'm going to actually pray us out, so. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for just allowing me to have this platform and to speak to this person behind the screen, Lord. I just pray that if either one of us is feeling super duper dramatic, Lord, that you'll just remind us that you're the person that can answer that question fully. The world might tell us we're not being dramatic. The world might tell us we are being dramatic, but the only one who actually knows the truth is you, Lord. And in those moments, we truly need to just run to you and ask you that question, Lord, and let you guide us. And if you're saying that we are, allow us to let it go at your feet, Lord. But if you're saying that we're not, Lord, allow us to handle it in a Christ-like manner as Jesus taught us. I pray that me and this person just go forward and be such bold ambassadors for Christ this week, Lord. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Bye. See you next Saturday.